Welcome to the Artist Academy podcast. I'm your host, Andrea Earhart, and I am so excited that you're here to catch the weekly replay of my laid-back yet very inspiring conversations with other full-time professional artists. The purpose of this series is to show aspiring artists that it is completely possible to have a great career in the arts. And if you ever want to tune in and have your questions answered in real time by myself or featured guests, then just check out the schedule over at facebook.com/groups/Artist Academy every Tuesday to catch us on live. I'll see you there. This episode is sponsored by the Artist Academy Advanced Membership, a program for artists who want to up-level their art game by taking it from a hobby or a side hustle to a full-time six-figure art business. With weekly trainings that include step-by-step proven art business techniques, plus painting tutorials from yours truly and other guest artists who are masters in their field, you will be well equipped to learn and grow into the highly skilled and highly profitable artist you know you're meant to be. I've figured out what it takes to build my own six-figure art business, and now my heart is set on teaching aspiring artists like you to do the same. It's not hard, but it does require your time and dedication. So, if you're up for the challenge, go to advancedmember.com. That's advancedmember.com to learn more. Welcome to another episode of the Student Spotlight series, where every Monday I interview my amazing Artist Academy Advanced students to get to know them better, give them direct advice on their art business, and so I can get feedback on how to be a better teacher. This week I'm interviewing Brianna Damato, and we get to dive in on our combined favorite topic, TikTok! I'm always seeing Brianna pop up on my For You page, #FYP. All the TikTok users will know exactly what I'm talking about. But you'll be intrigued to hear that she is actually getting commissions from using that platform. Yep, it's not all just fun and games with silly videos. The adults are migrating over to TikTok and they are buying art. We also talk about our upcoming mural meetup. And just to give you an update, after we got off this interview, Brianna has since bought her plane ticket and is meeting us in Iowa next month for our first ever Artist Academy group event. We will be painting the most Instagrammable spot in the Midwest, all while learning just about everything there is to know about painting murals. How to prep a wall, use a projector, operate a lift, use a professional grade sprayer, paint calligraphy, apply varnish, and you're going to get photos and videos to use for your website. This is absolutely free for all of my students. All you have to do is just get there. July 11th, if you're interested, just send me a quick DM and I will fill you in on all the fun details. But for now, let's get to the interview with Brianna Damato. So yeah, if you just wanted to give a little introduction for any of the listeners who maybe don't know who you are, and just say a little bit about where you are located, how you got into art, and then we're going to get into a bunch of questions about the Academy and all the other stuff.
Okay. Well, my name's Brianna. I'm from New York. I'm 26 years old. I love doing oil paints of portraits and animals. That's basically it. I found you from like an art page years ago and I decided to follow you. I think it was from Artwork in Studio. That's how I found you.
Okay. Awesome. Well, I love to see, or I love to hear where people stumble across me. Usually it's like a recommendation from a friend or a tag in an article or something. But so I like to know that those art featuring pages are working because I likely paid to get put on there. So I'm glad to know it's working. Awesome. Okay. So have you been interested in art your whole life? And
yeah, pretty much. I went to school for art too, so it was
okay. Yeah. Okay. So you studied painting?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did fine arts. So.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Cause it's funny because that's what it says on like the diploma, right? It's like fine art. That's what mine says too. I'm like, or painting or whatever. Okay.
Yeah. I guess like a focus in drawing and painting, but
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, so you're full time right now?
I'm almost full time. I'm still
Okay.
doing construction with my dad, so that's something.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Um, I he basically lets me work whenever I want, whenever I'm not busy with art, so it's pretty nice. I usually just do painting for him or demolition, caulking, painting, priming.
That's awesome. Okay, cool. Well, that's kind of an art, sort
Yeah,
of.
right.
Awesome. Okay, so what made you want to join the group?
Um, I've always struggled with like learning how to get my art out there, and I guess the business aspect, I really wanted help with that. So
Yeah.
that's what I did.
Okay, awesome. So, is there anything in the group that you've really found super helpful? Is there anything like, and I'm going to counter this to where like, what can I do better? But is there anything that's like working for you? Like, is the community aspect a big thing, or is the templates or the contracts? Like, what's your thing that you're like, this is gold?
I think when you had that challenge in January, that really
Oh,
helped. So I
good.
do love those challenges that you have. And I've been like I sold a few at first and like I'm still selling some currently. So it's really helpful to
Oh
just
my
like
gosh.
yeah.
That's awesome. I love hearing that. And a lot of people say that January challenge is the
Mhm.
hardest challenge, but it's one of the best ones.
It's like a really good way to start off the year too. So it is really helpful to have.
Oh, good. Okay. Do you have any suggestions for other challenges that we might do? So that one's one of the hardest ones that we do, and it's to start off the year. I've thought about even doing one similar to that, like a mid-year maybe, or like we were talking about maybe doing like a series 6 challenge, so where it's like 6 weeks and you paint like six really good paintings in 6 weeks, and that way you have like a series by the end of it.
Oh, that's a really good idea. I would
Oh,
definitely
good.
do that because
Okay,
I
great.
know this last challenge that we did, I failed after like 4 days, but I was like, I ran out of canvases because all my art stores were closed and they finally just opened. So I'm like, oh, now I can paint again.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, this last one I have not been keeping up with either, to be honest. But I'm like, okay, you guys go. You guys are doing great.
And you're traveling, so it's a little hard.
Yeah, I'm like, there's just so much going on right now. Because I remember, like, even with this challenge too, I'm always open to suggestions you guys have. Because several people told me to do this challenge where it's like, like we're going through the 30 days, which is just like you have a different subject every single day, right? And I was like, I would hate that, guys. Like, I don't want that at all. And then there were so many people who were like, no, I would love that. No, I would love that. I was like, okay, let's do
Yeah.
it. And so that's why we're doing it. And I'm like, I'll try. And I literally did the first 2 days and was like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah. It's
So
hard. It's hard to keep up with,
it
especially if you have
is.
other commissions to do. So,
Exactly. And that's kind of how I think of these challenges too. It's like, everybody's in the group and not everybody is going to participate in every single challenge. That's definitely not what I want because
yeah.
some are for like the more advanced artists and some are for really beginner artists. And this challenge specifically, I really think is for people who first haven't found their niche yet. And I think
Yeah.
this is perfect for people who haven't found that because it makes you do, architecture or landscape
Right.
and people and like all the things. And I'm like, I already know I don't like to paint that, so don't make me.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Is there anything that I could do better in the group? Is there something, am I throwing too much content at you? Is it not enough? Does it need to be more organized? Because these are all the things that I think of
Um,
all the time. I'm like,
I think
what do
it's
you want?
honestly, I've been learning so much from the group, even with like TikTok, like you telling
Oh
us to
yeah.
make TikToks. I'm like, it's so much fun to just do all those trends, and it has been like giving me a lot of business, which is great.
Oh,
But
I love hearing that. Okay, let's
yeah,
talk about TikTok now. Like,
okay,
we've done our intro, we've done the things. Now let's just get into TikTok.
all right,
That's so okay, and it's funny because so I'm out here in LA, and I was working with a company out here, and we were talking about like Instagram and SEO and TikTok yesterday, and
right,
they're just getting on it too, and they were like, TikTok is huge now. Like it's like a thing now. I'm like, I know, it's so much fun. And so I was showing them mine and I was like, this is how I do it, blah, blah. And they're like, what? Like, how do you do this? And I'm like kind of showing them a little bit of how to do it. I mean, they've got a great grasp on it as well.
Right,
But
right.
it's just like, I love that it's a conversation. Like it's TikTok is in the conversation of big businesses now, and this is a very big business on social media. I can't even say who they are, but but it's I just love it, and like we're talking about it. They're talking about Instagram ads, and they're talking about the trends on TikTok. Okay, so I know you know this trend, but the trend that's like look at me, I put a face on.
Yeah.
Wow. They were doing that. They're like, okay, we're gonna do this one. I was like, yes, that one's trending. They're like, we know.
I know,
So,
I tried that. I tried that one too.
yeah.
I just like did my makeup and I'm like, I don't know, you take all this time to make like a 15-second video.
I know.
It's so
And
fun.
I think of that too whenever these people are doing, but however, so I think a trick to it is a lot of people will do like 5 different videos with one like face look, you know what I mean?
Right.
And they'll do like all these different songs or all these different trends, or they'll do it in a different way, like, and they'll make 5 videos out of the same thing. And I'm like, that's
Yeah.
what I was doing wrong because
I
I've
know,
only
that's what
done
I should
one.
probably start doing because I'm like, I can't really do much with that. So,
Yeah, I'm sure around how so I yeah, I'm sure around Halloween the face makeup stuff especially is going to be
yeah.
huge.
And you're
So,
really good at the FX stuff.
thanks. I'm very beginner, but I'm like especially looking at some of the other ones on TikTok, I'm like, "Holy gosh, you guys are so
Right?
good."
Oh my God, I need to buy some colored contacts or something.
Oh, yes, yes. They do that. I'm like, okay, that's
Mhm.
another level.
I know, it's crazy.
Yeah. So what do you think? So you're really good at TikTok now. What are some things that you're doing well with it? What are some things that you're seeing that's working? How are you getting work from it? It's like basically what everybody wants to know.
I feel like most of the videos that I've done well in were like where I actually show myself. It's weird. Like when I have just like my paintings, I'll get like a few hundred likes, but like when you're actually in it, more people like respond to that. That's what I've
Yeah,
noticed anyway.
for sure. For sure. Yeah. Okay, so be in your videos, and I know a lot of artists are like, "Ugh, I can't just hide behind my camera.
I
Why?"
know.
It's
It's
so
hard
funny
to
because
like get used to it, I guess.
yeah, it's funny because like for TikTok, I'll set specific TikTok days to like because the days that I like put on makeup and like do my hair, I'm like, okay, that's gonna be a TikTok day because
You just get
half
ready
the
for TikTok.
yeah, I know. Yeah, basically, and like other days, because other days I'm just outside doing murals and sweating, and I'm like, I'm not doing a TikTok video today.
Yeah.
Okay, so what about the trends? So do you think is it like hit and miss for you or
Yeah, it's definitely. I feel like it's just like all luck, honestly.
yeah. It's like I don't know what it is. It's like it's hard. I was just talking to the company I was working for yesterday about that too. It's like it's so funny to see what hits and what doesn't. And
Yeah.
it's just to get in these kids' minds.
It's like you make a video and you're like, oh, this one's gonna do so well, and it's like the worst one. So you're like,
Yeah,
all right.
I know. And then I literally uploaded a video that was just spray painting a wall, and it's sitting at 1 million views, and I'm like, why? I thought that was gonna bomb.
It's
Like,
because it's like satisfying. So
yeah,
like I had one of me caulking and it has like over 100,000 views. I'm like, what? So weird.
yeah. You're like you do that, and then your Kobe painting over here is like at 100 views. And it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
what the heck, TikTok? Oh yeah, I saw your then. Okay, and let's talk about TikTok bullying for a second because
Oh,
it's a thing. Like,
mhm.
and how do you handle that?
I try to ignore it, but it's inevitable. It's gonna happen. And it's crazy because it's all these little kids that are like bashing you. I'm like,
I know. Yeah, and it's so funny too, because like sometimes they'll comment and there's like a little bit of truth to it, and you're like, shut up.
yeah,
Like I remember one time like my hair was really frizzy in a video, and I remember I almost didn't even upload it because I was like, that doesn't look perfect,
like
and I
somebody
did it, and
something.
somebody commented
Yeah.
on it, and somebody somebody put an emoji that was a like a plug-in that you plug into a wall. Like that was the emoji. I was like, shut up. Like it like electrocuted. I'm like, okay, whatever. But then it
Yeah,
has like,
thanks.
yeah, but like to one bad comment, there's like 20 good ones. And
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that's right. And really, that's exactly what I think is the same thing that you think is like, these are children. Like, do you
right.
remember? Like, and I hate to even admit this, but do you remember how much of a mean girl we were in like early middle school?
Right,
Like,
without even realizing it.
yeah.
Wow.
And then like I remember being such a mean girl in middle school. And then as soon as someone was mean to me, I was like, okay, I get it. Never mind. I'm gonna be really nice
Right?
now. And I just think of that. I think I'm like, you don't know any better. And
Hmm.
you're gonna grow up and know how stupid you were. Like it's
Exactly.
just
It's so
and
true.
yeah, and another thing, do you ever read the comments on like Charlie's stuff?
Yeah,
Uh,
I feel
yeah,
terrible for that girl.
I know.
She gets so
And
many.
yeah, it's just, and I watched this like Gary Vee interview with her about he like really helped her with like how to deal with hate because in the beginning she was just getting hate. People
Yeah,
telling her you're not special, like we don't understand why you're blowing up,
but like
whatever.
she
And
doesn't even know why. She's like,
yeah,
I
yeah, but like, I think it's just because she's just, I mean, she's not overly makeuped. She's a
Mhm.
really freaking good dancer, and she's just
Yeah.
very real. And she's just, you can just tell when someone's a genuine person, I think,
Mhm.
and you can just tell that with her. And like, so I think those are combinations of those and dancing really well on TikTok, like, is how she's blown up. And
Yeah,
just people just hate on it. And
I
so
know.
I kind of look at her ratios and I'm like, okay, if people aren't hating on my thing, then I'm just not big enough because
Right?
like if
Like, take
people
it
are
as a
hating,
compliment when you're getting haters.
I do. And like it's funny because like on Instagram, I haven't gotten like a hater on Instagram in a while, and I'm like,
Mhm.
I am not reaching enough people. Like
Right?
I need to get out.
And
If
it's
people are,
crazy how quick you get followers on TikTok as opposed to Instagram. I'm like, it blows my mind.
yeah, it's stupid. It's like, uh, I hate it actually.
I know.
I hate it, but it's awesome. So yeah,
I know.
when I was showing this brand yesterday, I was like, I have 300,000 followers on TikTok. They're like, no way. And like they have like 3 million on Instagram, and I'm
Oh
like,
my God.
which is way harder.
Yeah.
So like, but yeah, I don't understand it. But I think there's so much potential on TikTok. So when people are reaching out to you for jobs, are they like in your comment section, or how are you getting these jobs or getting
Um,
these commissions?
a lot of them they'll comment and then I tell them to message me on Instagram.
Woot
So yeah.
woot.
And then I also had my website linked, so some people just order from my website. So and
Oh,
they'll
perfect.
leave a message saying they found me through TikTok. So works.
Oh, so cool. So are the people buying, are they children or are they older?
A lot of them are actually older. So
Okay.
around like our age, I guess, like
Yeah.
mid 20s, 30s.
Yes, I love that. And I love it because like back in September I was preaching because people are like, it's just kids on TikTok. It's just kids. And I'm like, the kids go where the trends are first. Like people don't understand. Like the kids were
Yeah.
on Facebook first, the kids were on Instagram first. Follow the children. Like
Yeah.
it's so cool to see like the celebrities make their first video on TikTok because yeah, like I was saying, you have to scroll way back, and it's
Yeah.
just so cool to see something so early in the development and just like
I
the
know.
algorithm working in our favor. And I hope it never changes
Yeah.
because it's just so easy, and it's easy, but it's not. So what would you say would be the perfect like formula for the perfect TikTok video?
Oh gosh. I don't know. I'm still figuring it out, so I don't really know. Maybe you have some recommendations because
Okay, yeah.
I like posted I had a viral video and then I was watching YouTube and they're like, "Oh, maybe repost it." So I reposted it and it went viral again. So I'm like, I guess this is the only good video I have. So
Oh, I feel you. Like anytime, yeah, it's like there's okay, let's talk about the whole repost thing. Because a lot of people are like, if you post something once and then it doesn't get that much likes. You see a lot on there, people saying reposted because it didn't get the attention it deserves.
Right.
So yeah, the repost thing, I don't
Yeah.
understand. And
It
that
makes
could,
no sense to me. All of
yeah,
it's just so confusing.
yeah. And so, and it might be like maybe people at different times of day want to see different things,
Right.
maybe. Or maybe I also thought about the like familiarity thing. Like if they have seen the video once, they're familiar with it, and they might not remember that they saw it completely or something, and so they like it because they're familiar with it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's like one theory. I don't
No.
know.
It's so weird. The algorithm and everything about it. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay. So yeah, let's see what else about TikTok. So yeah, maybe I was thinking like the perfect formula for a perfect video is something like so no longer than 15 seconds, right? Because that's like a rule on there.
Yeah.
And just I've I've noticed like the better the art, the better or the bit almost the better and the bigger it is
Yeah.
too, because I feel like size has something to do with it. Although I see these like colored pencil artists on there doing portraits, and I'm like,
Yeah.
holy crap, you are so good. And so, because like I've noticed like if I spend like a couple hours on a painting and I make a TikTok video out of it, it won't get as much of a reach as if I spend like 3 days on a painting. And
Right.
then because it's just better because I spent way more time on it.
Yep.
And then like saving it to the very end, like, which is actually really tricky because they're like you have to catch their attention in the beginning. So maybe do something kind of crazy in the
Yeah.
beginning to catch attention.
Yeah.
Because like my first viral video was one of somebody spraying over my butterfly, and people were like, "What?" Like that's
Yeah. Yeah.
it's like drama and it's eye-catching and all of that. And then, however, it's hard to catch someone's attention when you're like just putting on like a brushstroke on a half-finished painting, you know?
Yeah. It's it's crazy.
Have you done one yet that's about like talking about like pricing your art or people wanting it for free?
I think I've done like the free thing before.
Okay, how did
On
that
one of
go?
the trends, I forget which one it was, but then people have something to say about that. So they're like, "You're complaining." I'm like, "Okay." Like,
Yeah, like you would complain too if you got asked to do free art all the time.
yeah, exactly.
Okay. So let's see. Do you have any questions for me in general, or just anything else you want to talk about other than art, or other than
The TikTok.
other than TikTok? Yeah.
Um, I was gonna ask about I guess like the LLC, like what kind of did you make yours into like a business, or I don't really know how to go about that.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So,
So, and we actually just did a live. Did you catch the one? Oh, with the attorney.
oh, I think I missed
He
that actually.
Okay, it's actually really good. It's
Okay.
one of the better ones. So just kind of dive into there, but I'll give you
Okay.
just kind of an over thing because he answers a lot of great questions from people of questions that of like members who were asking him questions that I didn't even really think of. And so basically, but like the overall umbrella of it is just to go and you can go to your state's website
Okay.
and it'll be like irs.gov, I think. And
Okay.
like mine's like, I'm like, wait a second, I don't want to tell you wrong. But it's basically your state's website. There, like if you type in like LLC,
Mhm.
how I would do it is type it in file for an LLC of Missouri. And so you would type it in for your state. And a lot of like lawyers will pop up. It's like, hey, we can help you get an LLC. We can help you. You want to go to like the direct website of like the IRS website.
Okay.
And
Gotcha.
I think it's maybe like Secretary of State. It
Mhm.
might be one of those. So if you see one of like IRS or Secretary of State, and it might not even be the IRS, I don't know,
Yeah.
but one of those two, and it'll come up and you can just file directly there. And for me, it's $50 to file for an LLC. And
Mhm.
it's just like solidifying you as a business with your state.
Yeah.
And it's,
I have to do that.
yeah,
Way behind.
it's yeah, and it's good to where like at the like your accountant will thank you because when you go to do that, it's like it's just separating you as a person from your business. And
Right.
so actually Samantha, she's new to the group. We've been painting together a little bit. She's in Missouri and she just started her business, and I was like, get an LLC, get an LLC. She's like,
Yeah.
okay, okay, okay. And then so she was working for a job locally, and they asked for her W-9, and she was like, hey, well, what do I do with that? And I was like, did you get your LLC? She's like, yeah. And then she was like, I was like, do you have an EIN number? She's like, not yet, but I can get it. And so that kind of made her get it. And
Okay.
so, which that's why you need it. Basically, if you go,
Hmm.
if you do a mural for a business, they're likely going to ask for a W-9 from you, which is basically where you'll put your business name and that
Hmm.
you're an LLC. You'll check that box on there, and you can get like a standard W-9. Actually, I should probably go over this in the
Yeah.
academy. I'll just go over it.
There's a lot to it, I guess.
There is, kind of, yeah. And you could file for an EIN number, which is basically a social security number for your business. That's
Okay.
all it is. And so instead of, filing or putting your social security number on a tax form, you'll put your business's EIN number, and that EIN is linked to your LLC. Like it's like the same number, or it's the same like name. So you
Okay.
have to put your LLC number, your LLC information to get an EIN number in order to fill out a W-9 to give it to the business to get paid.
Oh my God.
Does that make sense?
It makes
Oh,
sense.
okay, good. I'll go over it in detail because I was actually just thinking that to Sam too. I was like, "Oh yeah, you just do this," and she's because she knew about an LLC, but didn't know about an EIN number. And I was like, I just haven't gone over that, so I'll definitely do that."
Yeah, I have to do that, and then I also have to figure out how to make those like certificate of authenticity. Do you do that?
Oh
Do you
no, I
make
don't.
those? Oh, you
I
don't?
don't.
Okay.
I don't. But I know that a lot of people who do, and I think they're a great idea.
Yeah.
So
So I was
yeah,
thinking about doing that, but I don't know if it's
yeah.
necessary or I don't
It's
know.
not necessary, but I think it's cool. Like I think it's really great.
It's like more legit. I don't know.
Yeah, it kind of is. Yeah. And yeah, it's just like I think it's just kind of like prestigious, I think. It's not really necessary, but it's prestigious and I like
Yeah.
that. So I thought about
That's a good
doing
word
that.
for it.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought about doing that. I don't know, it's just another thing to do. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I might have someone who does that get on and talk about that. That's
Yeah,
what I'll do.
that'd be cool.
Okay. Okay, great ideas. So many ideas. We're gonna talk about EINs and and certificates of authenticity. So many things go into being an artist.
I know. You don't realize that. You think it's just painting, and then there's so much more to it.
Yeah, and it's just silly too. It's silly.
I know.
We all need a Maria Brophy to just do
Yeah,
stuff for us.
for real.
Okay, awesome. Is there any other questions that we have? Or anything else you want to talk about?
Not that I could think of right now, but
Yeah, after we get off, I'm sure you'll have like three of like,
I
oh, I
know.
should have said that. Awesome. Okay. Do you think you'll be able to make the mural meetup in July?
I'm hoping so. I'm leaning towards a yes, so I really
Oh,
want to. I think it'd be so cool to like meet everyone, and I don't know. I've never done a mural, so
cool. That's perfect. Oh my gosh.
yeah,
That
I
is,
want to learn. So
yeah.
I was wondering, like, what kind of projector do you have?
Yeah.
Like, 'cause maybe I should look into that and invest in one.
Yeah, for sure. So I have an Epson,
Hmm.
and I actually can send you the link to the exact one that I got. I just got it off Amazon. So there's two options. You could
Okay.
get, oh my gosh, you don't have a projector? What?
No.
What?
I know, I need to find. It'll probably
Um,
make my life so much easier.
yeah, for sure. I always tell people, like, if you don't know how to draw, learn how to draw first. And if you know how
Yeah.
to draw and you want to get to painting, get a projector. Like,
Okay. Yeah, I
it's
got
like,
to do that.
yeah, I use it all the time. And yeah.
Mhm.
So it's an F-Cent. It's about $300, the one that I have, and it's amazing for murals. You don't necessarily need this like big because it's bigger. It's like this
Mhm.
big. You can kind of see.
Okay.
But there's an option too of a smaller one if you don't plan on doing murals, and that it's like a $100 one. And
Okay.
it's funny because when I first started out like 7 years ago, I remember buying a projector and it was like $400 for a tiny one that
Oh,
didn't do hardly anything because technology was new and everything. And I was like, okay, and I bought it. And then recently just buying the giant one that used to sell for $1,000. These things used to be $1,000 and now they're like $300. Yeah.
jeez.
Yeah. And I'm like, I
Crazy.
want that one. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, actually too, if you want to go through, there's a really great mural video, and if you want to
Mhm.
just see how I project too, and you
Yeah.
can see how like I did a big wall and I broke it up into sections with a projector. If you just go to the Lord of the Rings nursery mural in the Mural Master program, I just show you exactly how to do that if you want to see one in action.
Yeah, definitely. That'd be
Okay,
awesome.
great. Awesome. And it's so funny because like I think in my mind everybody watches every single video and then when I talk to you guys you're like, "What's that?" I'm like, "Oh, there's a video for that." And
Yeah.
I just
You're like,
think
I
we're like
literally just talked about this.
yeah. But yeah, I know which actually just reminds me that I just need to either break them up into smaller ones and put them in
Mhm.
the group or like put them in the Facebook group. That way you guys don't have to spend an hour, going into a video. You can just see like little parts of it. And
Right, right.
actually, I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
I'm actually gonna have my virtual assistant do that. And like
Nice.
break it
Okay.
up into small portions, maybe 5-minute portions, and I'll post it
Mhm.
in the group. Really just to remind you guys that those videos are there and to give you like a little bit of something
Yeah,
to like tips. And if you want to watch the full thing, you can go watch the full thing, but you don't
that'd
have
be
to.
really helpful. So,
Great. Awesome. I'm glad we see every single time we talk on these
yeah.
student spotlights and stuff, I get an idea. Okay,
Good.
I'm gonna write that down.
Okay.
Ask the virtual assistant to go in and make mini videos. Okay. Let's see what else. Projectors. So yeah, at the mural meetup, we're basically just gonna show everybody how to do spray. So
Okay.
you can
Ooh.
use a spray gun, and then we're gonna project all the images, so all the lettering of the designs that we're making up, and then we're gonna do mural lettering, and then we're gonna do like there's like a polka dot wall. There's
Oh
a
my God.
bunch of stuff. It's so fun.
I need to go. I have
Yeah,
to.
it's like, and it's really like one of my other things for this too is like anybody that helps, we're gonna take a lot of video, we're gonna take a
Mhm.
lot of photos, and you guys are gonna be able to use those photos and those videos for your website to
Right.
show you working, to show, everybody. I want everybody to touch every single one of the murals. That way they can be like, I did this,
Right.
and I'm capable and I can do this for your business too, and so
Mhm.
it just gives you stuff to put on your website of like murals. Because a lot of people, like you've never done a mural before. It's
Nope.
so scary because it's so big,
I like started one in my studio and I'm just like, this isn't working. I don't know what I'm doing. So,
Yeah, watch that Lord of the Rings nursery mural. It's just really good at just showing like an overall like supplies and projection and just like how I go about like little different layers and like little
okay.
details and stuff like that. So yeah,
Okay,
and
cool.
or just skip that and come to the mural meetup. Either one.
I know.
It's up to you.
Maybe I'll do both.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay. Let's see. Do we have anything else that we want to talk about?
I don't know. But you have a
Um,
flight soon, right?
I do. That's why I was
Okay,
like,
I'll let you
what
go
else?
then. So you don't have to rush.
No, it's okay. Yeah, I'm just kind of like looking at the clock. I'm like, I'm still good.
Okay.
Okay. Any time now, but I'm still good. No, I don't want to like rush you off here either. But
It's
I'm
not a
so
rush.
okay. Good. I'm so glad we got to talk and meet and
I
all
know
of
me
that.
too.
You're
Then I
so
see you.
yeah, you're so cute, and you're so cute in your TikTok videos and everything. And so I knew this
Oh,
was
I
gonna be
appreciate
awesome.
that.
Yeah. And yeah, I've really enjoyed getting to just giggle with you
Yeah,
and
me
laugh.
too. All right. Well, have a safe flight later. So,
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I definitely will. And let me know if you have any other questions. And
all
hopefully,
right.
I'll see you soon. Or if not, we should just do another one of these virtual
That'd be
interviews
great.
on Instagram in like 6 months or something. So
Okay,
yeah.
perfect. Awesome.
Okay, great.
All
Awesome.
right.
Well, I'll talk to you later. Thanks
All
again
right.
for coming and
Bye.
chatting with me.
This episode is sponsored by the Artist Academy Advanced membership.
a program for artists who want to up-level their art game by taking it from a hobby or a side hustle to a full-time six-figure art business. With weekly trainings that include step-by-step proven art business techniques, plus painting tutorials from yours truly and other guest artists who are masters in their field, you will be well equipped to learn and grow into the highly skilled and highly profitable artist you know you're meant to be. I've figured out what it takes to build my own six-figure art business, and now my heart is set on teaching aspiring artists like you to do the same. It's not hard, but it does require your time and dedication. So, if you're up for the challenge, go to advancedmember.com. That's advancedmember.com to learn more. If you've enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast and leave a review. If you review our podcast and send a screenshot of that review to me on Instagram, I am at Art by Andrea Earhart. I will then promote your art on my story and tag you as a little thank you for helping me grow this podcast and our Artist Academy community. I have a reach of over 50,000 on Instagram, so this is a little help me to help you incentive. Also, if you ever want your questions answered in real time by myself or featured guests, then just hop on over to facebook.com/groups/Artist Academy to check out the schedule every Tuesday to catch us on live. I'll see you next week.